So, Robert, a couple of things that you mentioned to me. One is the split, okay? I'm gonna change your mindset on that a little bit because, really at Keller Williams, we don't have a split. You understand the split is nothing more than the percentage that you give your broker at the end of the year. And in business terminology, it's called a cost of sales. If you look at, are you a corporation or file a Schedule C?
I am incorporated as
Okay.
a S corp. Yep.
Okay, so you probably have what's called a cost of sales on your tax return.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the money that you give your broker. That's any royalties, your percentage, which most agents call it a split. And if you had buyer's agents or listing specialists, that would be the money that you would be, that they would be paying out. So let's talk about this. At Keller Williams, we have what we call a cap. And we have a cap in two ways. One, we have a cap on your, the money that you contribute to Keller Williams, and then royalties that we collect. So our market center cap is $18,000, and our royalty cap is $3,000 for a total of $21,000. Now, I've already demonstrated to you, and you're doing about $4 million, but I think that we could probably get you up to $6 million. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. So at $6 million, that would be approximately, let me just write this out for you so you can kind of see. At $180,000, or excuse me, at $6 million, at a 3% commission, I'm just assuming you're 3%, that'd be about $180,000, okay?
Okay.
So if you're going to pay Keller Williams $18,000, could you, I'm not, you know, I do numbers pretty quick in my head. Do you know what percentage 18,000 is of 180?
No, I need that calculator you got over there for that.
Well, it's about 10%.
Okay. Yes, it is 10%.
Okay. So basically, what happens is at the end of the year, if you did $180,000, you would take home 90%, and Keller Williams would keep 10%.
Hmm.
Okay. Now, at your current company, what are you on?
I'm on an 80%.
80-20?
I'm on an 80-20.
Okay. And is that plateaus? In other words, you have to do so much volume every year to be able to get to that level, or they might take it away from you?
No, they've got me pretty, you know,
Okay.
Locked at the 80%.
Okay.
And when I get to $100,000 in GCI, they'll move me to a 90%.
Okay, very good. So you never get to keep 100%.
I'm never at 100%.
Okay. See, at Keller Williams, what happens is that once you contribute your $18,000 and your $3,000 to royalty, do you pay royalty, by the way?
We do.
Okay. Is that 6% or does it cap out?
We pay a fee on every transaction of $225.
Okay. Does that cap?
It caps at $2,700.
Okay. So it's relatively the same. I'm 3,000,
Yeah.
you're 2,700.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's about the same. So we don't need to consider that. So once you pay to us through 30%, so for every transaction, we're gonna take 30%. But here's the difference is once you reach and you've contributed $18,000 through that contribution of 30%, you're gonna get to keep 100%. So at the end of the day, that would be a 10%.
90-10 equivalent.
Right. So if you were to go and stay at your current company, all right, and you say, George, I'm gonna go and stay at my current company and I'm gonna implement all the things that you said. Well, you're not gonna have me as your mentor, your coach, or your consultant, okay? Let's just say that you made that happen. Another 10% would be another $18,000 that you would be paying them. So you'd actually be giving them $36,000 instead of 18. So see, I'm teaching you to think like a business person right now. Because here's the thing, Robert. I know that we can take this business to the next level. I know that you're going to be able to do more than $6 million. You did $11 million before.
Sure.
You can do $12 million, right?
Think so.
At 12, no, I don't want you to think so. I want you to say, yes, I can.
Yes, I can.
Okay. So 3% of 12 million is what? 360,000.
360,000.
The maximum I'm going to take from you, Robert, is 18,000. That now becomes 5%. Because 5% of 360 is 18. At your current company, 20% would be like $72,000. Well, there's a lot of difference between 18,000 and 72. Would you agree?
Agreed. Yes.
Okay. So first of all, you understand I'm teaching you how to run your business like a business.
Yeah, it's interesting. I haven't
Okay.
gone through the numbers like this before.
Yeah, and so, and that's why it's gonna be important for you to put a P&L statement together every month. And we're gonna give you, transactional coverage, so you're gonna see how much money you're doing through your contribution. But, if we get your business on track, you should probably cap easily, in 4 to 6 months. Okay, and under this scenario here, and then so you'd be at 100% for probably 6 months out of the year. Okay,
Wow.
any questions on that?
No, I think I understand.
Okay, you can see the money that you're saving, first of all.
Yeah, it's different than I thought.
Yeah.
I heard different things about it, so it's
Yeah.
nice to see the real thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll put a plan together for you so we're gonna put a program together so we can really work on how much transactions you're gonna be doing every month. So we really get you focused and, you might cap in 3 to 4 months.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Get 100%. That's why I said to you before, like when you're doing these other transactions, you're gonna be getting, like I was demonstrating to you this $84,000, I said that $84,000 is going in your pocket. Okay, because you're already a proven capper. It's about $60,000 in GCI. Well, right now, you said you're doing about $4 million, so you're already doing about 120. So I already know that you're called, what we call as a capper.
Okay.
Okay, so your first $60,000, that's where you'll be paying your contribution from. The other $60,000 that you're just gonna right into your pocket. And help with all of those great things that you want for London and Suzanne.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the numbers.
Even if you just stayed where you are right now in business, you'd be making more money. That's not my focus. My focus is to help you grow.
Okay.
Okay, which is what you told me you wanted to do as well.
It is.
This pyramid thing that you talked about, that's just our profit share. People like to call it all kinds of different things. And what we do is that we have an opportunity at Keller Williams that if you, by helping us grow, you're joining Keller Williams and, you did that transaction with Scott, and he said that you're somebody that he really liked being in business with, so you were basically a warm call for me. So I called you up to see if you had any, well, first of all, to thank you for doing business with us, and then second of all, to see if you had any interest in growing your business, which obviously you do. So when you make a decision to join Keller Williams, Scott would probably be responsible for you coming here. Would you agree?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Robert, you know a lot of people, and a lot of people are gonna go, oh my gosh, what's going on with Robert's business, right? And they might ask you, or you might do a transaction with them, and you may say, well, come and talk to Georgia, or go and talk to Peggy, or go and talk to one of our other team leaders at one of our other offices. And if they make a decision to join Keller Williams, all we wanna do is reward you for them making a decision to join. And through our franchise model, we actually, our owner of our company will share the profits back with you. Just like any large corporation where you have members that are helping grow the company, and there's bonuses that are paid to the staff people for growing the company.
Sure.
That's basically what Keller Williams does. People get this mixed up because they like to call it all kinds of different things because they don't really know what it is. And I guess they think it's a pyramid because it does have levels, because you'll probably name Scott, and Scott was brought in by somebody, and that person that brought Scott in was brought in by somebody. So it does go 7 levels, so people get confused with that, but it's no different than the level of, if you have a CEO of a company and there's staff members and staff members and staff members that get bonused, right?
Yeah, okay.
Well, it's just layers.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's not really anything I want us to focus on right now.
Okay, because I really don't wanna recruit,
No, I understand, and I'm glad you said that because I don't want you recruiting. I want you
Okay.
out there listing and selling real estate.
Okay.
Recruiting is my job.
Okay.
Okay, that's not your job. So let's just take that off the table. Are you comfortable with that? It's nothing that you have to do.
Yeah.
At some point in time, if somebody comes in because you're a great guy, maybe you'll get some profit share of it. If that's something that you want to learn about later on, we'll focus on that, okay?
Okay.
Branded, I want this to be about Robert's business, not about Keller Williams, not about your current company exit. We need to build your brand, your name. So we're gonna focus on that. So I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I don't want you buying exit signs. I don't want you buying Keller Williams signs. I want you to buy Robert Jerome signs, or whatever it is that you wanna call your name. So that's definitely something that we're gonna help you focus on. Offices are available to you. I walked you through the office here today before you came in, and you saw how some of our agents have private offices. We have workspace for you to come in and work from. So whatever you choose to do. An average office will run you I don't know, maybe $75 to $150 a month, just depending on if you have shared space or if it's your own space.
Okay.
Again, we prefer to provide you 100% of your money. So then it's your choice as to how you want to spend it. Okay? You know, it's $1,200 a year basically to have an office.
Okay.
So that's not a, you know, major expense. As far as your contracts and listings, I agree that that's something that we need to work on. So let's put a transition plan together. Let's talk about how many listings do you have currently out there right now?
There's six current listings.
Okay, of the 6 listings, how many of those are currently under contract?
2.
2 are under contract, and when are they gonna close?
They'll close in the next, you know, between them the next 20 to 40 days.
Alright, so basically by January 15th, those are off the table.
End of January, yeah.
Okay, and so that means we have 4. Of the 4 listings, how many of those do you really think are gonna go under contract? Are they overpriced, or?
I want to say that 3 of those 4, I expect will get to a price that will sell. So one of them showing lack of motivation. So I think 3 of those should turn into sales.
Okay, so if you went and you said that we'll get to a price, that means that they might need to have a price reduction.
You know, yeah, one of them's good. 2 of them they need an adjustment. One of them probably won't listen to me. So.
Alright, so maybe now we're down to 2.
Yeah.
2 transactions, and maybe if we did a price adjustment, you might be able to get into, to go to contract and,
Yes.
and hopefully get closed by the end of January as well.
Right.
So we just make that a focus.
Yep.
Okay. Now, were those listings that you got, or were those referrals that you got from the company? Because they've never, according to what you said, they've never provided you anything, so these have to be all.
Yes, those are all from me.
So even if you were to leave, chances are these people would relist with you.
Yeah, you know, I don't know what my company's policy is. I'd have to review our
Okay.
agreement because I don't know what their policy is when I leave.
So what we need to do is take a look at that. Contracts, how many contracts do you have, how many transactions do you have under contract
There's
right
4
now?
probably right now.
4 pendings, and when are they all gonna close?
They'll close in the next, you know, as early as the next week, spread out over the next, probably over the next, you know, call it 60 days.
Alright, so basically, by the end of January, you're pretty clean.
Yeah, end of January, coming to the beginning of February, you know, would be the, you know, ending
Okay.
of this business. You know, it makes me nervous though to stop taking new business
I understand.
during the time of, you know, is that what you recommend? Is that I kind of pull my foot off the pedal,
Well,
or?
there's a couple of things that we can look at. One is that I could offer you an opportunity to have what we call cap management. And because you are a higher producing agent, I have some opportunities for transitioning higher producing agents into our company. And let's just say, remember I told you that we have a cap and that you pay 30% towards that for every closing? What if I were to say to you that I could transition you in, and if you made a decision to join by a certain date, and we'll work on that date together, that I would give you 100% for maybe 60 to 90 days. So in other words, you would join Keller Williams, and for 60 to 90 days, any transaction that you did would be at 100%, because I'm gonna start your cap date at a later date. Does that make sense?
It does.
So generally speaking, if you made a decision to join us, let's say in December, okay? And I might start your cap in April. So you would have all of January, all of February, all of March, and your cap would start April 1st. So you would actually have 3 months at 100%. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so let's work on that transition plan. Let's work on this business here. If you have some listings that you need to take, you know, you might have an agent over at your current company that is there anybody that you work with or that you know really well that might be able to come over and join Keller Williams, and you could just have them do the listings for the next 60 days or 30 days until we work through this transition plan?
It could be a possibility. A couple
Okay.
people I have in
So,
mind.
there's a lot of ways that we can work through this, still staying in integrity and in helping you through this transitional period. Here's what I know. This is really important. That Suzanne and London deserve this. They deserve the opportunity for you to be home at night and have dinner, to be able to take those 2 trips a year, to be able to travel. and to be able to do the things that you wanna do with them and provide them the lifestyle that they want. And I don't wanna waste one more day on that. I wanna get started on that right now. So let's start with our transition plan. Let's look at the Keller Williams paperwork. We can start talking about signs and your name on the signs and your campaign and how we're gonna make this big announcement to everybody that you or Robert are now a Keller Williams agent. You ready to go?
Yeah, I like it. I'd like to start talking about that stuff.
Okay, very good.
Okay, good.
I'm excited, Robert.
Me too. Thank you, Georgia.
You're welcome.